They're called the Deathwatch because you watch them as they kill you. Hello and welcome to Miniatures Rundown Kill Team today with a team review of the new Deathwatch Kill Team.
Yes.
So we talked about this in our Tomb World reveal video, or Tomb World first impressions video, where we talked about the board and the actual game style. Spoiler, we kind of like it. We think it's a great successor to Into the Dark. Yeah. And it came with two teams, Deathwatch and Necrons.
Mm-hmm.
First time we've gotten a Deathwatch team since Kill Team 2018.
Yeah.
Where they were one of the very first sets of Games Workshop models I ever bought, besides the Kill Team starter. They were the second team I bought.
Yeah, I've always liked them. Because I just never picked them up.
Because frag cannons were overpowered, and the more things change, the more things stay the same. What is the Deathwatch team in a nutshell? Well, we've already had one elite, but now we have elite.
Yes. Now we have eliter.
Yes, the second of the elitist of the elite teams.
Mm-hmm.
You only get 5. To make up for that, they have some rules.
Some very good rules. I'm not going to say a lot of rules, but very good
I'm going to say a lot of rules.
I don't know. I feel like they have less of a skill floor than I think some of these other broken teams that we've talked about before, because they're just pretty straightforward.
Oh, yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I think, so I guess, when I say a lot of rules, they have a lot of rule-breaking things.
Yeah.
They have a lot of,
sure.
They get to play in ways that you don't.
Yeah.
They don't have a lot of rules you have. I mean, you have to remember all that if you want to win, I guess.
Sure. I still think it's less than Sanctifiers, where
some
of the rules
Sanctifiers,
are...
you have to, actually worry about things being next to each other.
Yeah.
And, actually, have things in an aura. They decided that, you know what, that was so overpowered, we're just going to pretend, what if everyone was their own army?
Yeah, Deathwatch is very just like, do I want to kill you this way, or do I want to kill you that way?
Let's get into it. So first off, their archetypes. Seek and Destroy and Security.
Yep.
So Seek and Destroy is the archetype where you kind of go into your opponent's field and murderize the heck out of them.
Mm-hmm.
Security is the one where you murderize the heck out of anybody trying to get into your side of the field. Those are probably the two, I'm not going to say the two best, the easier ones to play with.
That's all going to change, because we haven't seen the new deck yet.
That's very true. We have not seen the new deck yet. Okay, so... Yeah. I mean, their archetypes...
I've seen a little bit about it, but we haven't got the deck yet.
Their archetypes are probably going to stay roughly the same of Seek and Destroy is go forth and conquer, and Security is secure your own homelands.
Yeah, the theme of them is ultimately going to stay the same, but what attack ops ultimately are really good and which are really bad is definitely subject to change right around this video.
So keep that in mind. You only get 5 options, or 5 guys on your team, 5 Deathwatch veterans, but you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 to choose from.
Yes.
And here's the thing. This is different than the way they've done this in the past.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to use, just because it's off the top of my head, the Corsairs Kill Team.
Mm-hmm.
The Corsairs has one model datasheet called a gunner.
Yeah.
And that gunner can take one of 3 different options.
Yeah.
And the way they did that is that you can't double up any of those options.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing for the Kazarkin.
Yeah.
They're not doing that this time.
Mm-hmm.
There are functionally 3 different gunners on here.
Yeah, and that'll be one of my kind of more positive points about this team, is that there's no loadout option, guessing and worrying about rules changes and stuff like that. Granted, when this team actually comes out by itself, there are only going to be 5 dudes in the box. So
yes.
You're going to need 2 boxes and then 1 more model.
But if this was the Corsair team, the Deathwatch Gunner veteran who has a plasma incinerator,
yeah,
and the Deathwatch Horde Slayer who has the heavy bolter,
yeah,
those would have been, or the heavy bolter flamer, sorry. Those would have been the same data sheet. That's not true anymore.
Nope.
It's all different data sheets, which doesn't functionally actually change that much, except what it does is it lets them, it would let them get their own rules, but they don't really actually have any special unique rules between them. It's literally just each data is a different guy.
Yeah.
I find that that's an interesting design thing, because you'd think they wouldn't do that just because it would take more ink.
Yeah, I guess maybe to make it seem like there's more there than just being hey, here's 5 profiles, choose from 3 different loadout options each, and there's 15 build options, but only 5 dudes kind of thing, so
as we mentioned in the Tomb World box review, if you buy this Tomb World box, if that's where you're getting it, if you're one of the lucky few who got one, you will not quite be able to build everything from that one box.
Yeah.
In reality, you will, because there's one guy here that you will never take when the others are an option.
Probably not, yeah.
Specifically, the third Gravis guy is like, I don't know why you would ever take him when everyone else is an option. But I guess we'll get there. So, their faction rules. Space Marines dialed up to 11. So they share a lot of the same rules with Space Marines, but they're betterer.
Yeah.
The first one being, so they have the Veteran Astartes rules, because Deathwatch are not just... Deathwatch are a step above normal Space Marines. Serving in Deathwatch, even if you're doing it as a form of penance, a la Lieutenant Titus from Space Marine 2.
Yep.
Got put in the Deathwatch because Leandros doesn't like him. Because the Codex Astartes does not support this action. He's a veteran. And when you're in the Deathwatch, you learn even more. So they're even bigger and betterer. As a general rule, they have one more wound than their normal Space Marine equivalent.
Yeah.
They all got one wound. Extra wound. Yeah, they've all got one wound. No, they've all got one extra wound.
One extra wound.
Just like Space Marines, you can perform two fight or two shoot actions during your activation. Just like Space Marines, certain weapons, aka not bolters, not your basic ones, if you choose to do a second shoot action with those, it costs an additional AP.
Yeah.
Additional AP, not additional.
I don't remember if the heavy bolter guy, you could shoot his heavy bolter twice for 2 APL, but I know the Eliminator, to shoot his bolt sniper twice, you had the second shot counts for 2 APL. But
for the Space Marines, it was only bolt weapons.
Yeah.
It had to have only bolt.
But yeah, the Eliminator's technically a bolt weapon.
Yeah, they added that to the Eliminator.
But they didn't want you to be able to just straight up shoot 2 shots with the sniper. Again, I'll have to double check the heavy bolter, but for instance, Plague Marines, they have a guy with a plasma gun. He can't shoot his plasma gun twice.
Right. These guys can.
Yes.
But it takes,
most of them.
Yeah, but they have an additional APL. So yes, it does cost initial, but you can stand in one place and shoot. And all your guys have 3 APL.
Yep.
Not a lot of opportunity to get 4, unlike in opposition to the Necrons we're going to talk about, who have some very fun APL shenanigans.
Yeah, I don't think I remember any of
That's
extra APL.
Not nearly as much of a thing with these
There's
guys.
a couple things to ignore negatives to your APL, but other than that...
So that's the big one. The other one is that every friendly Deathwatch operative can counteract regardless of its order.
Yeah.
Which is similar to Space Marines.
Yep.
The difference is whenever it does, it can perform an additional 1 AP action for free during that counteraction.
Yes, which is huge for a couple of them.
So you can dash and then shoot as part of your counteraction.
Yeah. I mean, granted, it'll still only be the 2-inch measurement and whatnot.
Sure.
But you can charge. So say you're a couple inches away from a guy and you can charge 2 inches to him and fight him.
Yeah. Because you could charge and then fight. You could... Unlike normal Space Marines, where if you wanted to shoot again, you kind of had to leave yourself exposed.
Yep.
You can leave this guy behind cover and then pop out and shoot somebody as part of your counteraction, even if they're obscured.
Yeah.
Not obscured. Concealed. Thank you. Sorry.
Yeah.
Same thing usually, not really, but even if they're concealed, that's massive, and that alone functionally makes this better than having 6 guys.
Yeah.
Because now, you're gonna hurt even more if you lose these guys. More on that later. But having 5 guys, all of whom can counteract no matter what you do, and can counteract, and keep in mind, now you can't shoot twice during your counteraction.
Yeah, they have to be two separate
different actions.
Yeah, 2 different actions.
The ability to move and shoot, or move and fight, or move and use an item, or move and do something mission-wise, all of that is huge. That's so massive. It really takes the edge off of this being a supposedly elite team. And really sucks for those teams that have are semi-elite.
Yeah.
I would not want to play a 7-person team into this team, because you have almost no advantages.
No. You can't even do activation shenanigans with these guys, because essentially they have 10 activations, but, way higher APL economy.
Right. Yeah. Well, 5 activations and 3 APL, so 15 they have 15 APL.
Yeah, but I'm talking about their counteracts as well.
Right, that's what I mean. Each one of those is 2 APL on top of that.
So, yeah.
If you bring a team of 11 guys, because remember, you get to counteract for each one. You'll use them up. You'll have 5 actions.
Yeah.
They'll get an additional 10. They'll have 25 APL to your 20 APL. They'll have more actions than you do.
Yeah.
And they will kill you in probably 1 shot on most of those actions.
Yeah, most of their guns are pretty scary.
And they're not only scary, but they have special ammunition. Special issue ammunition, which has been a long Deathwatch staple.
Yep.
The Deathwatch like loading their things with, Hellfire rounds, which is a bunch of tiny little needles that inject anti-Tyranid poison to explosive rounds to also that. And this is represented in game by once per turning point. So only one guy per turning point. When you perform the shoot action, so you don't have to plan ahead of time, in the select weapon step, when you choose what you're going to shoot with, you can use the rule. If you do select one of the following weapon rules for that operative's ranged weapons to have until the end of the action. So this does not apply if you shoot twice.
Right.
It also does not apply. I mean, I guess you can perform the shoot action during counter action, so you could save it for your counter action.
Yeah.
But you can't shoot twice during your counter action. So yeah, this doesn't shoot twice, and it doesn't last the whole turning point. It's literally one bullet.
Yeah, and no grenades, no melt bombs.
Yes, it does not work with anything with explosive grenades. Cannot be used with explosive grenades or with melt bombs.
Yeah.
But you can add any of the following keywords. You can add blast 1 inch. You can't add it to a weapon with torrent. You can add devastating 1. So just do an extra immediate devastating on a crit. Lethal 5, piercing 1, rending, saturate, or severe. Severe is incredibly good.
Yeah.
Lethal 5 up is incredibly good. Piercing 1 is incredibly good.
Yes.
Devastating 1 can be incredibly good. If you're worried about them having a high defense and blocking your stuff, Devastating 1 automatically gets a wound through.
Yeah.
This is incredibly powerful. And you'll notice that unlike Deathwatch in every other edition, and also unlike Deathwatch lore, there is nothing in there about that only applying to bolt weapons.
Yes. So imagine a plasma gun with any of these.
Yeah. Okay, just put blast 1 on any plasma gun.
Yeah, or lethal 5 up. Like, typically you have to supercharge your plasma to do that.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
That alone needs to be changed just for lore consistency, dang it. And all the other tools they've got, they don't need that.
I think it's because there's not a lot of just straight bolt weapons on some of these guys.
No, and that's probably part of the problem is that unlike previous Marine chapters, where you kind of had to make the decision, like with the Chaos Space Marines, there's that decision, do I take the Reaper autocannon or I take the Heavy Bolter? The Reaper autocannon doesn't have the shoot twice thing.
Yeah.
And that's even though it's kind of better than the Heavy Bolter.
Yeah.
It's got better keywords. They have roughly the same damage profile. But you often end up taking the Heavy Bolter because, like, okay, am I going to stand and shoot and the Heavy Bolter's better? Am I going to move and shoot and the Reaper autocannon's better? That's not much of a decision to make with these because most of these guys, their only bolt weapons are on their pistols.
Yeah.
I still think that should change because I think that should just be a thing to make your pistols better.
Yeah, but their pistols are already better because, like, even their standard bolt pistols are the... most of them are the special issues, which have the piercing 1.
Yes, yeah, they're the heavy bolt pistols, not the weepy bolt pistols. Still, anyway, well, we'll talk about it. They're going to need some changes.
I mean, maybe that's going to be the nerf that they get first, but...
So before talking about the strategy or firefight boys, let's talk about the actual models.
Okay.
The actual guys you get, because I think that we're going to need to contextualize a lot of those strategy and firefight ploys.
That's fair.
First and foremost, I'll let you start on your page.
So the whole team has 3 APL base. Like I said earlier, there's 3 different Space Marines, and they all have different profiles. The Tacticus guys move 6 inches. They have 15 wounds, and then the Phobos guys move 7 inches and have 13 wounds. The Gravis guys move 5 inches and have 18 wounds.
Yep.
And then we'll just, as we go through them, we'll let you know whether they're Tacticus, Phobos, or Gravis.
And with the exception of one guy, who's very obvious because he has a shield, everyone has a 3-up save.
Yeah, and again, these guys all just have one straight loadout. There's no weapon options in this. There are some different profiles on some of their weapons, but it is still just their weapon. But we'll start with the Deathwatch Watch Sergeant, the leader, not leader.
Yeah, the leader who is not mandatory.
Yeah, he is...
You don't have to bring this guy.
Leader in the sense that he has a keyword. You don't have to bring him when you're setting your team up. You're probably going to want to bring him.
Oh, yeah, you're bringing this guy.
Because, like, he has just a straight plasma pistol, which is a very normal plasma pistol. Range 8 inches, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s and 5 damage with piercing 1. And then he has... the supercharge, which just gives it hot, and then lethal 5 up, and then an extra damage on the non-crit. His power weapon, pretty straightforward power weapon. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4s, and 6 damage with lethal 5 up. The reason why you're going to want to bring him is you can select an additional equipment option.
And we'll get to that. They have some really good equipment options.
Which, I know what you're thinking. Oh, aren't you just going to select one in the scouting phase anyway? That is one thing I do know about the new deck, is that the scouting phase is gone.
There is no scouting phase.
The extra equipment, which everybody just chose 9 times out of 10 anyway, is not there. But now Deathwatch, if you bring this guy,
It is for them.
you get to scout, basically. And then he gives the very standard Space Marine strategic command. You can do each of the fouling once per battle. You can use a Deathwatch strategy play for 0 CP, and you can use a Deathwatch firefight play for 0 CP.
Yep, that is like the Space Marine Captain thing,
Yeah.
right? It's in 40k, it's in this. He's good. You're probably going to want to bring him.
Yeah.
He is short range because he only has a pistol and a power weapon. And compared to some of the other weapons in their arsenal, he's actually one of the weaker ones.
Yeah.
But he is a fantastic tactical choice because their equipment is very good.
Their equipment is very good.
And their ploys and firefight ploys, both strategy and firefight, are also pretty good.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like, honestly, he's still going to mulch almost anything he gets into combat with.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of...
Yes. And then next we've got the Deathwatch Aegis Veteran. He has a bolt pistol, normal bolt pistol, nothing of note there.
Deathwatch Blade Guard is what he is.
Yeah, he is Deathwatch Blade Guard. He has his big ol' power, or his big ol' storm shield, and his power maul. The weapon itself isn't too crazy. It's definitely scary. It's got 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4s, and 6 damage with shock and shield. Shield is where it gets crazy. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating with this weapon, each of your blocks can be allocated to block 2 unresolved successes instead of 1. So basically, he gets Space Marine Dueler, or Angels of Death Dueler, for free. And like pre-nerfed Dueler.
And we have seen this before because the RBDs had this as well with their shields.
Oh, do they?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it makes them very tough. The difference is RBs don't have 4/6 shock mauls.
Yeah,
Actually,
true.
they do hit really hard.
Yeah, and then I think I think the Dueler had the extra crit thing too.
Yes.
So it's not quite Dueler, but it's pretty dang close.
Now, here's the thing. You can use it to block 2 unresolved successes. That does not mean it counts as against a crit.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think Dueler counted against crits as
Right.
well.
This does not, you go, oh, so I have 2 unresolved successes, so I get to block 1 of your crits? Nope.
No.
Crits are how you kill this guy.
Yeah.
And he's also got us another rule.
But then his other rule is whenever an enemy operative is shooting this operative, worsen the value of piercing weapon rules by 1. Note that piercing 1 would therefore be ignored.
And this guy is the one with a 2-up armor save.
Yeah.
So he's got a 2-up armor save, and he's going to reduce your value of any of your piercing weapons by 1. Ouch. So this guy is very hard to kill.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of piercing 2 and 3s in the game.
The shock, by the way, lets you cancel some of your opponent's successes.
Oh yeah, true. That too.
With your crits.
So you're blocking 2 successes with 1 success, and then you're also ignoring one of his successes
Right.
as well.
Now, so this guy is really hard to kill in both melee and ranged.
Yes.
And that power maul is only 4/6 only. That's 5 attacks on 4s and 6s.
Who can fight twice?
Right, who can fight twice.
Yeah.
He's going to kill, and because he can cancel so many successes, he's going to very easily nullify chargers.
Yes.
Like, this guy laughs at goremongers. I mean, everyone does, but this guy laughs at goremongers.
Hey, goremongers are pretty good.
They are. They are. This guy laughs at them.
Yeah.
Because he's just, I'm just going to block all your attacks.
Basically.
Unless you roll a crap ton of crits, you are not going to blend this guy down.
Right.
But he is weak to crits. So there's something for that anyway. All right, now that was the Deathwatch Blade Guard. This one is the Deathwatch Blade Master, wielding the Xenophase Blade, which, again, I keep calling about it because who doesn't like Space Marine 2? I'm sure someone doesn't. Don't let me know. Or do for engagement, whatever. Just showed up in that game. So he is in tactics armor, so he's got 6-inch movement, 3-up save, 15 wounds. He is armed with your special issue bolt pistol, which is a bolt pistol with piercing 1. So,
yeah.
Okay, we took a bolt pistol and made it even better. 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 3 and 4 damage, range 8, piercing 1. He's got Xenophase Blade, which has 2 forms. Not even my final form. Duel and Phase Sweep. The Duel is 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 and 6, Brutal, which means can only be blocked by crits, and Lethal 5. The Phase Sweep is 1 fewer attack and has the Phase Sweep rule, which does this. Whenever the operative performs the fight action with this weapon profile, if it isn't incapacitated, it can immediately perform a free fight action afterwards, but you must select this weapon profile, and it can only fight against each enemy operative when it's in its control range once per activation or counteraction using this weapon profile. Okay, So if you use it once, you can use it again.
Yeah, he's essentially like the blast of melee.
This takes precedence over action restrictions, and you can continue to perform free fight actions until this operative is incapacitated or has fought against every enemy operative within its control range.
Yes.
What this means is, you get to, if you select the other one, you can't do this.
No.
But if you select phase sweep, you can, in turn, for free, doesn't even count as your second fight action, fight against every single person you can fight against.
Yes.
In both action or counter action.
Yes.
So if you're fighting more than one guy, you pick this because yes, it has one fewer attack, but it's literally got the same damage, the same brutal, and the same lethal 5-up.
Yep, just one less attack, raw, and
so charging into this guy with more than one person isn't going to save you because he can just fight repeatedly until you all die.
And that's where I think like this is, I don't want to say very situational, but it is still situational. Like, very rarely do I clump my guys up in, like, one space, but if you face the Deathwatch and they have this guy, do not put your guys close to each other.
Yeah.
Like, the only thing I could see this is, like, into a horde army where maybe they have, like, 3 or 4 guys, like, huddled in one building or something like that, and then you go in there. There's definitely going to be situations where you'll have 2 people in his control range if they're standing next to each other, or, like, there's a medic doing something, like, has to be near your guy. There's definitely situations where there's 2. More than 2, I don't see that happening a lot, but that's still very powerful to be able to get 4 attacks on 2 different dudes from one fight. Because if he just charges, fights, he still gets to do that with his second fight as well.
That's the big thing is that it doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
It's a free fight action.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is he's also got adaptive swordsmanship, which is you can ignore any changes to the hit stat of this operative Xenophase blade, so not his pistol. Whenever this operative is fighting or retaliating, you can resolve one of your successes before the normal order. If you do, it has to block.
Yeah.
So, and that's a very standard duelist rule.
Yep.
So it's the standard duelist rule combined with also we can't ever go down in hit rule.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, like the phase sweep is situational, but the normal duel is not.
No.
And he hits incredibly hard.
Yeah.
Like you're always like I'd hate to say you're always gonna take this guy, but he is probably your main melee guy.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I could, like, I don't want to say you take him over the Aegis guy. I say you'd still, like, take him adjacently.
Brutal, and if you're looking into melee, Brutal is amazingly good.
Yeah.
Like, really good.
Oh, yeah.
Brutal is really good, and lethal 5-up on Brutal is stupid good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you got let's go to some shooting now. The Deathwatch Bombard Veteran. So this is your first Gravis guy, meaning he only has 5-inch movement, but he's got 18 wounds. So, 3 more wounds. He's got a bolt pistol, not the special issue, just normal. And he's got the good old frag cannon, one of my personal favorite weapons, because it's so cool.
It is very cool.
Just like the frag cannon of yore, it's got 2 profiles, shell and shrapnel. He does also have fists. Just punch a dude. His fists, by the way, hit exactly as hard as a bolt pistol.
Yeah.
With a limited range. So the frag cannon shell, 4 attacks, hits on 3s, 5/7 with piercing 1. Holy crap.
Yeah.
AKA better than a plasma gun without being overcharged.
Yeah.
It doesn't have heavy or anything like that.
Nope.
Nope. It's just amazing. In the old days, the frag cannon, the shrapnel, it was an auto hit. It's no longer an auto hit. It's torrent. And and unlike flamers, it has 5 attacks. It does hit on 3s, so it's not a flamer. It used to be basically kind of like a flamer.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking that wrong? I might be misremembering that. It's still 4 and 5 damage, so you get 1 more attack, and you get torrent 2, but you go from 5/7 to 4/5, and you lose piercing.
Yeah. Typical flamers hit on 2s, but they usually have like 3/3 damage or 2/2 damage.
The other thing about this one is that it's not short range. The shrapnel shell is just as long range as...
True, yeah.
A torrent 2-inch weapon with infinite range is strange. We don't see a lot of that.
No, not at all.
Usually you see torrent weapons are flamers and they have like your 8-inch range.
Mm-hmm.
This is a flamer with infinite range. Instead, you hit on 3s instead of 2s. Oh boy.
Yeah. So basically, once again, don't huddle your guys up because...
You'll murderize them.
Yeah.
And if it's one guy, he's got that frag cannon shell, which is going to murderize everything. It's basically it is literally better than a plasma gun because plasma guns are usually 5/6 with piercing 1 and hot.
Right.
This is 5/7 piercing 1, no hot,
Mm-hmm.
not heavy. Ay. All right, next up.
All right, next we've got the Deathwatch Breacher Veteran. This is another Gravis guy. Again, doesn't have any special rules to him, just has big gun, and his big gun's not as big as the last guy's because he just has the auxiliary grenade launcher attached to just a Hellstorm bolt rifle. But he's your Grenader Gravis guy, and then he also has a melted bomb. But his auxiliary grenade launcher with the frag profile, very standard frag profile with 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 2s, and 4 damage with blast 2 inches. And then he's got the crack profile, 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 4s, and 5 damage, piercing 1. And then just his bolt rifle is 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 4s, and 5 damage with torrent 1. So he also kind of
Again, infinite range as well.
has a bit of a little bit of a flamer there. And then he's got his melta bomb, which is 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 5 damage, 3 on the crit, with range 3 inches, devastating 3, heavy reposition only, limited 1, piercing 2.
So that's a point blank range, 1 shot. No, it's got 4 attacks though.
Yeah.
But 1 shot, 4 attacks, just remove enemy.
Oh yeah.
It is 5/3, but so that's
Yeah, but with devastating
3. So it's basically that is a melt-a-gun at point blank range.
essentially, yep.
That guy's scary.
Yep.
I don't know if he's scarier than the other one because the other one has a infinite range 5/7 piercing 1. This guy has an infinite range 4/5 piercing 1. So he's a little more versatile.
He's a little more versatile, but his big scary thing is range 3 inches, and he only has 5-inch movement, so I think he's going to be pretty easy to avoid for that part. But his regular gun's not too terrifying compared to the other one, which again is an infinite range super flamer.
And you do have to choose between this guy and the other frag cannon because they're 2 of the 3 Gravis options.
Yep.
I find it. Here's the thing. I might take this guy in indoors because that blast and that torrent it gets even better.
That's true. That is a very good point.
And then you're going to have a lot more chance to use that melta bomb.
Yeah, he does get better in Tomb World or Gallow Ball.
On an open board. I mean, then again, that shrapnel shot is also absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
Even with that, like 5 attacks hitting on 3s, 4/5 with torrent 2. That means it has lethal 5 up.
Yeah.
Because indoors, anything with torrent or blast has lethal 5 up. Like, yeah, he's got blast and torrent 1. This guy's, I mean, torrent 2 isn't that much better than torrent 1, and they're literally the same thing otherwise.
Yeah. I guess it would be noted since we're going into Tomb World, he does have the breacher keyword.
Right.
So that helps with the breaching the walls, but I'm pretty sure. Well, yeah, the other one doesn't have blast, so
No.
I guess it helps him when there's a breacher situation, but I still don't think I would take him over the other guy.
I might take the Breacher Veteran into the dark, in
Maybe.
Galadark or Tomb World. It'd be a real tough toss-up. Mostly, though, I just love the frag cannon. So
Yeah, maybe up against a team that's heavily melee oriented because they're gonna want to get to you.
yeah,
So then your melta bomb can pop off and
because
then
you can
also have
literally just
breacher.
retreat and then throw the melta bomb.
Yeah.
All right.
And then next we've got the Deathwatch Demolisher Veteran, big hammer guy. He has your standard bolt pistol, but he has his heavy thunderhammer.
Not just a thunderhammer, a heavy thunderhammer.
Heavy thunderhammer. He's which has 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, so he does have like the worst hit profile.
Gasp.
But when he does hit, it's 6 damage, 7 on the crit, with shock and stun.
And remember, stun just removes APL.
Yeah.
So
Shock would remove one of their hitbacks.
Uh-huh.
But he also has Brutal Assault. Whenever this operative is fighting, its Heavy Thunderhammer has the Brutal Weapon rule.
So can't be blocked except with crits.
Can't be blocked except with crits. Whenever this operative performs the charge action, its Heavy Thunderhammer has Ceaseless Weapon rule until the end of its activation counteract.
Why would you not just put brutal on the keyword when he only...
Because it's only fighting, it's not retaliating.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah. So when you are initiating the fight, it has brutal, and when you are initiating the fight with a charge as well, it has ceaseless. So basically, it kind of, if you're the one going, it's your activation. He's really good, and if it's not your activation and somebody's charging you or fighting you, it's
then he's only got shock and stun.
it's still with 6-7 damage. Like
Oh no!
it's still really good.
No, poor
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
Poor baby.
Only has a crazy thunder hammer. But yeah, and then he has aggressive force whenever he is fighting or retaliating. Subtract 1 from the damage stats of the weapons the enemy operative in that sequence has. So basically -1 to damage.
To a minimum of 2.
To a minimum of 2.
So he's also, never mind, he is actually really defensive.
Yeah.
Because when defending, he reduces your damage by 1.
Mm-hmm.
All right, first of our Phobos, the Deathwatch Disruptor Veteran. He still has a 3-up save. He's only got 13 wounds, and has 7 inches of movement, which is, really fast. The Deathwatch Disruptor has a Marksman Bolt Carbine and his fists. Punchy, punchy. The fists are 4 attacks, 3-up, 3s and 4s. The Marksman Bolt Carbine is 4 attacks, 3-ups, 3s and 4s, lethal 5. Okay. He's got 2 rules. Advanced Omnis Scrambler, which is a strategic gambit that you can use at the start of the phase. Remember, when you use strategic gambits like this, they don't cost you command points.
Right.
So, select 1 enemy operative visible to or within 6 inches of this operative, or, so, though remember, in Gallowdark, you have to measure all the way around.
Mm-hmm.
Then roll 1d6. In the following firefight phase, that enemy operative cannot be activated or perform actions until one of the following is true. Your opponent has activated a number of enemy operatives equal to the rest of the result of the d6, or it's the last enemy operative to be activated. We've seen this version already. It wasn't d6. It was d3.
Yeah.
If you roll a 5 or a 6, your opponent has to activate 5 or 6 guys before they get to activate the one you pick.
Yeah, but on the other hand, we've also seen some of them that have the rule of just straight up they have to go last.
This is true.
Yeah.
Those rules aren't accompanied by the rest of the Deathwatch.
True. I'm not defending it by any means.
This is incredibly powerful because it allows you to set up combos and make a guy go last.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and especially at the end of the turning point, if your guy's kind of in hot water and if your opponent goes first, your guy gets blasted off the table, you can just be like, no.
Yeah, because it's a strategic gambit, so it happens before anybody goes. So you can't counteract this unless you're playing the Inquisition, where you can just say no.
Just say no.
This is the one time you can do that.
No.
He's also got Auspex Triangulation. The advanced Auspex Scan Firefight ploy costs you 0 command points, so we'll keep that in mind when we talk about them. Yeah, when both of the following are true, the operative isn't with control range of enemy operatives, and the target of that shoot action is visible to this operative. It doesn't have to be this operative performing the shoot.
Yeah.
So he can make them better. All right, and then another Gunner Veteran. This is Tacticus, 15 wounds, 6-inch movement. He's got a bolt pistol and the heavy plasma incinerator. The supercharged version is 5 attacks, hits on 3s, 4s and 6, piercing 1. And the supercharged version is 5 attacks, hits on 3s, 5s and 6, lethal 5, piercing 1, and hot. Way worse than the frag cannon.
Mm-hmm.
But you can take this guy in addition to the frag cannon.
Yeah.
If you're looking for more shooting, which might be hard to justify because of how much else you can bring.
I think it gets easier if you, if he is one of 2 shooting guys and you use him with your special ammunition.
Yes, because
remember, you can just basically get him the supercharged profile with -1 to the crit damage with lethal 5-ups with no hot.
Right.
Lethal 5's up with 5 attacks.
No, not -1 to the crit damage, -1 to the normal damage.
Oh, is it the normal damage? Oh, okay.
Yeah, because normal damage is 4/6.
That's true.
Crit damage is 5/6.
For some reason, I thought the crit damage went up 1.
But
yeah, just a plasma guy.
Yeah.
Still really good. Doesn't shine like some of the other ones, but he's still very lethal.
Yes.
And then we have your next Phobos option. We've got the Deathwatch Headtaker Veteran. He's got the special issue bolt pistol, so he gets piercing 1 on his bolt pistol. And then he's got combat knives, which, when you kind of read them at first, they're not very scary. 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 and 5 damage, no traits.
That's it's all in the...
Yeah, but he does have the grab, shoot, and grapple launcher, which basically makes it all vertical movement he has is 2 inches regardless of how high it is, and then he just ignores drop movement. So he's the climby guy from Goremongers before he got nerfed.
Yeah.
And then he has the Clandestine Headtaker. This operative can perform the charge action while it has the Conceal Order. Whenever this operative is fighting against whenever this operative is fighting against an operative, it wasn't visible at the start of the activation counteraction. The first time you strike during that sequence, you immediately resolve another of your successes as a strike before your opponent. So basically, guy's sitting around the corner, you can't see him, charge around the corner, you basically get 2 attacks off before he gets 1.
Yep, which is very powerful.
Again, his knives aren't very scary, but...
No, they're still plenty scary.
Yeah, 2 crits resolved before that guy can do anything. That's 10 damage. That's going to kill anybody who's not an elite.
Right.
So, not bad. Kind of straightforward, but I don't know if he's one of my first picks, especially for melee. He's very... He does have a lot of movement, I guess. I'll give him that.
Yes, I would love to pick him on... I wouldn't pick him in Tomb World.
Yeah.
But I would love to pick him against Tau or Vespids or somebody who wants to be up high and out of my reach.
True.
This lets me get to them.
Yeah. And then you have our last Gravis option, the Deathwatch Horde Slayer Veteran. Now, this guy has standard bolt pistol, but then he has the Infernus Heavy Bolter, which is just a heavy bolter with a little flamethrower attached to the bottom, essentially like a combi heavy bolter. I don't know if we've ever seen those before.
I mean, they've had them.
Have they?
Deathwatch, that's always been a part of
I guess
Deathwatch.
it's a Deathwatch
Yep.
thing, yeah.
They used to be really bad because it used to be if you shot with them, you got -1.
Yeah, true. It's basically, it's standard heavy bolter, except it has a flame profile attached to it, with as well as the sweeping and the focus. The flame profile is 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, 3 and 3 damage, range 8, saturate, and torrent 2. So, pretty solid, normal flamer. Then the focus bolt is 5 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 and 5 damage, piercing crits 1. I'm pretty sure that's a normal heavy bolter.
Yep.
And then the sweeping profile, 4 attacks, hitting on 3s, 4 and 5 damage with piercing crits 1 and torrent 1.
So here's the thing. I think this guy has the same level of versatility as the Grenadier,
I think so.
but is better, in my opinion,
I think so.
because his flamer is better. It is shorter range, but it's very good flamer. It's got saturate and torrent, and he's got piercing crits. I mean, and the heavy bolter is very good.
Yeah, definitely good into horde armies. He just doesn't have that, like, haha, you fell for my trap, melt a bomb, boom.
Right.
Melted your guy.
But he does just have a heavy bolter.
Yeah. So, he wasn't very strong in Angels of Death, but maybe adding a flamer to the bottom of his heavy bolter and then giving him special ammunition and an extra action during counteract, maybe.
Keep in mind, special ammunition works on that flamer.
But yeah, true, it does.
Oh, wait, you can't do it on things with torrent.
You just can't do the blast.
Yeah, you
do
can't
the
add
other
blast
ones.
to torrent. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can make it. You can make the flamer lethal 5.
Silly to do it.
Not that what you would,
Yeah.
but you could make the flamer lethal 5 just to mess with your opponent.
But, and then even then, like, I guess it's very situational whether you even use the flamer part, because the heavy bolter has torrent 1 as well with piercing crits 1. It just doesn't have saturate. I
It
guess.
doesn't have saturate. It doesn't only has torrent 1, and it doesn't hit on 2s.
True. I don't know. Basically, whether you want to do more damage or you want to make sure you hit.
That's basically
That's
what it
kind of
is.
what you
I mean,
choose.
against like guard or something where 3 of those hits is going to kill them,
Yeah.
you might as well just secure the 3 hits with 2.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair.
It is a horde killer, clearly.
Yeah.
Like,
That is in the name.
yes. And then last, but maybe kind of least, your Deathwatch Marksman Veteran. This is another Tacticus. He's got a Stalker bolt rifle with 2 profiles, mobile and heavy. The mobile is 4 attacks hitting on 3s, 3s, and 4. No keywords. The heavy is 4 attacks hitting on 2s, 3s, and 5s. It's got heavy dash, so you can dash. Lethal 5, piercing crits 1. He's got Vigilant Marksman, which is this operative can perform the guard action in any kill zone.
Yeah.
Which is very good.
I don't think this is least at all, in my opinion.
No. And when using the close quarters rule, once per turning point after this operative performs a free shoot action on guard, it can immediately perform a free guard action. However, if it does, it cannot counteract nor guard twice when it's counteracted. So remember, guard allows you to basically sit at a door and shoot someone who pops through the door.
Well, sit at a door or sit anywhere and somebody moves in your line of sight kind of thing.
Right. Indoors, it's kind of gated by the fact that everything is hallways and doors.
Yeah.
Outdoors, there's no such gate.
Yeah, so basically what this guy is he gets guard anywhere, not just in Tomb World and
This
Gallagher.
guy has Overwatch all the time.
But then he also, if you are playing on Tomb World and Gallowdark, he gets to guard twice.
Right. Which is less of a thing, or less important when, the only thing that does is that means he can counteract afterwards. And you can already counteract with everybody. but guard lets you interrupt their action
Yeah.
and shoot them.
But
So it's like
it's
yeah.
basically like
And shoot them.
But
so it's like
it's basically like because it also combos off his weapon. He's got the Stalker bolt rifle, which has the heavy profile.
So if he's not moving, he's hitting better.
His heavy profile is pretty scary, and he won't be moving in his guard.
Correct.
In his guard because that's not that activation that he
Yeah,
moved up to that
everything
door.
we hate about Overwatch and Necromunda is in this guy.
Yeah. So I think he's
That's a very good point.
He's very good, honestly. He's very good.
All right, let's talk about their equipment. So remember, you can get an extra one of these for free.
Yeah, so you get, you probably are going to take all of these,
Yeah.
or at least a couple of them are very situational. They're all really good. Some of them are like kind of like but the other ones are like, oh my god. So to start it off, we've got ammunition reserve, which basically once per battle you get to choose 2 of those special ammunitions in one turn.
Yes.
They can't be the same, but yeah, you can choose them on 2 separate shoot actions instead of 1. Huge.
Yep. You've got the digital weapons. Once per turning point, when a friendly Deathwatch operative performs the fight action at the start of the roll attack dice step, you can use this rule. If you do, inflict 1 damage on the enemy operative in that sequence.
So this one is like kind of like the silly one.
Yeah, so digital weapons are tiny little like finger lasers in Warhammer. Like you go psst.
Yeah.
And yeah, they do like minuscule amounts of damage. And we talked about it in Necromunda. They're awful there.
Yeah.
This is just free chip damage.
Yeah, I think this is good with definitely good with the hammer guy because there's a lot of 8 health profiles in kill team, and he has a 6-7 like, so basically if you start a combat out with your big hammer guy, you get a crit on the guy, you put the crit through first, you do this in the roll dice, so he's down to 7 health, then you push that 7 damage crit through, and you kill a guy before he even activates.
Yeah, well, it's at the start of the roll attack dice step, so I think you have to do it before you roll.
Yeah, you do it before you roll, but like if you don't roll a crit, then he's down to 1 health.
It's free chip damage. It's by far their least egregious thing.
Yeah.
It helps get around the I think it helps get around the Goremonger rule, right?
I think so.
Because that's only 8 damage. No, that's 8 damage per activation.
Which rule? No, that's only shooting.
Oh, it's only shooting. Oh, never mind.
You're talking about how they can't die to one.
I forgot that's only shooting.
that's only shooting.
Never mind. I mean, it's weird chip damage, but it might help you secure a kill when you're not going to otherwise.
Yeah, there are 2 situations. Like, you use this against, like, 8 or less health operatives teams. And, like, if they're already, say, damaged, like, say there's one guy with a hope and a dream, and he has 1 health, and he's, like, your guy has, like, 1 health, and you're just like, boom, like, very situational, but fun. And I think it could definitely be pretty catastrophic because that's 1 health to an 8 or less health
that's
person.
Big.
That's
big.
That's
chip
still
damage
pretty
is big.
good.
We'll talk about this with the Necrons. Chip damage can be really annoying.
Yeah.
All right, next one for you.
And the next one we've got the Sanctus 5 Bioscryer cuffs. Once during each friendly Deathwatch. Are these not RBDs? Are you sure?
It's fuzzy handcuffs.
Oh man, now I need to find an STL for that. All right. Once during each friendly Deathwatch operatives activations, before or after it performs. That's why this one's so big. Before or after it performs the action, if it is not within control range of enemy operatives, you can use this rule. If you do, select one of the following. That friendly operative regains D3 lost wounds. Healing is always great. Average 2 wounds back.
And it's once during each friendly operative's activation.
So these guys who are already super tough have good saves. Some of them 2-up saves, getting 2 health back on average.
Everyone on your entire team is going to heal 2 every single time they activate.
Yeah.
But wait, there's more.
There's more. If you don't choose that in their full health, you can remove any changes to that friendly operative's APL stat. I mentioned that earlier. So say they have some kind of jammer that takes you down to 2 APL. Nope. I have 3 now, again. And then the last one is remove one of the following tokens that friendly operative has before that token's activation effects are resolved, if relevant. We've got the Neutron Fragment, which is the Vespid one, right?
Yep,
We've
especially
got
sniper rifle.
poison, which I think a couple teams have poison now.
Yep.
Definitely good against Death Guard, and Terror Chem, which is the Nemesis Claw one. So any of their like debuffs that they give you, just gone.
That their factions are kind of built around.
Yeah, especially
and
Death Guard.
the fact that they're called out by name, which means any future ones, they'll either have to add this or it doesn't count.
Yeah.
This is what is currently the broken rule for Deathwatch. Having super elite guys is fine. Having them heal an average of 2 every single activation. That means 5 guys, that's healing 10 wounds a turn. That's healing 40 wounds over the course of the game.
On average.
On average.
Yeah.
Might spike higher, might spark lower. That is insane. That's nuts. They should not be healing all the time. That should be, at the most, once per turning point.
Yeah.
But apparently everyone on your team has fuzzy handcuffs that heal them.
Yeah. Yep. And then just, taking off the
and then, the icing on the cake is, if you're playing Vespids, Death Guard, or Nemesis Claw specifically, screw you.
Yeah.
Just screw you. 2 of those aren't even aliens. If it was just the alien stuff, if it was against keyword Xenos, I'd be better against that.
Yeah.
But, and then last, but certainly nothing compared to that, is the Scruvatore Servothrall. I'm sure it's Scrutivore. Scrutivore? That sounds weird.
Scrutivore.
Servothrall. This specially, once per turning point during a friendly Deathwatch operative activation, you can use this rule. If you do so during the activation, the operative can perform a mission action for 1 less AP. Okay. Having an enemy operative within its control range doesn't prevent that friendly operative from performing that mission action. However, in that case, after it does that, you and your opponent roll off. If your opponent wins, you cannot use his equipment for the rest of the battle. Okay, so normally you can't do mission actions
typically
within control range.
Yep.
This lets you do that, which alone is huge.
Yeah.
And yes, after that, you might not get to do it again. You're probably not going to need to do it again.
Right. And a big one is, again, from what I have seen of the new mission pack coming out, a lot of it, it's going back to the missions that can be, like, picked up and walked away.
Yeah.
So doing that for free now and then having that extra movement to get away, like...
Then again, it doesn't matter because they're just going to walk up to you and kill you.
Yeah, true. They're probably going to do that first, but, yeah.
You know. So that's their equipment.
Yeah.
Let's call it off. So now that we have the context for all of it, let's talk about the ploys. So if you got strategy ploys and firefight ploys, not fireflight ploys. Firefight ploys. We'll start with the strategy ploys. So first one is mission tactics. You can select conceal or engage. Whenever a friendly Deathwatch operative is shooting against or fighting against an enemy operative that has that order, they get balance. All right, so balance lets you reroll 1 attack dice. So you can just choose to, every time you're fighting or shooting against somebody who's concealed or engaged, for the entire turning point, to get balanced.
Which is crazy considering the majority of these profiles have 5 attacks.
Right. So that's incredibly good. And remember, if you're bringing your Watchmaster, you can do that for free. All right, next one I'll let you take.
All right. The Long Vigil. Basically, you re-roll a defense dice when you're being shot at within your territory.
Okay, that one's a little more situational because it's in your territory. But if you're playing secure, you're probably going to do that anyway.
Yep. So just already super tanky guys are even more tanky with just 1 re-roll of dice.
Even betterer. The Shield that Slays. Whenever a Deathwatch operative is within your opponent's territory, normal and critical damage of 4 or more inflicts 1 less damage on it. So just adding on that tankiness.
Yep. We've seen that with several other teams before, but these guys get it too.
Speaking of scenes we've seen before, They Shall Know No Fear.
Yeah.
You can ignore any changes to the stats of friendly Deathwatch operatives from being injured, excluding their movement. Or excluding their weapon stats, sorry.
Yeah.
So
no, including their weapons.
Including their weapon stats. Oh.
So basically, they're not injured.
They're not injured. Yep, we've seen that before. It's very good. Because, like, you'd think maybe you'd get a break, but no.
Yeah.
Firefight ploys.
So this first one is...
Suffer not the alien.
It's very full rerolls on non-chaos and non-Imperium enemies.
Yep.
Which really sucks considering that there are so many Imperium enemies.
Yeah, so it's... Oh, here's the thing. It's like, you can use this Firefight ploy after rolling the dice. So first off, you get to use this after rolling it.
After rolling it. Yeah, because it's rerolls.
If it's shooting or fighting against an operative that doesn't have Chaos or Imperium, you can reroll any of your attack dice. Like, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of Imperium and a lot of Chaos, but boy, that's just twisting the knife.
Yeah. I mean, definitely have our fair share of Xenos teams as well. This one, I'll say, if nothing else, is definitely flavorful to them because
yes,
they don't like aliens.
The thing is, this is so good, and it's always in your toolbox. You never have to use this.
Yeah, it's so good, but also so bad.
Yeah, useless a third of the time, or 2/3 of the time.
Because especially, like, you know, that's... So what we got... Rekkas, we've got...
Rekkas, Vespids. I don't know which one of these have been cycled out.
Brood Brothers,
Kroot.
Both the Votan teams, Kroot.
Both Votans. Corsairs. Eldari.
The Blades of Cain.
That's Eldari.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess there's a fair amount. Drukhari. The Mandrakes.
You get the new Tyranids?
The new Tyranids, yeah. So, okay, maybe... like, I'm not going to say it sucks. It definitely doesn't suck,
Here's the thing.
It's silly.
There's no opportunity cost for this existing.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not like equipment. If this was equipment, I'd be like, ooh, you know. But even then, equipment, you could just choose it or not choose it.
Yeah, just... In the current meta, which is about to completely change because the deck of cards is about to come out, it definitely is not great because, you know what, we got Sanctifiers.
We know what the current meta is. The current meta is this.
Well, true. The current meta is going to be this.
Deathwatch mirror matches all the way down.
And then this does not affect other Deathwatch because they're Imperium.
Therefore, it's bad.
And then, you know, Plague Marines are at the top. It wouldn't do anything for them. Sanctifiers wouldn't do anything against them.
All right, next one.
Next one is Auspicator? Auspicator Tracking. Use this firefight ploy when a friendly Deathwatch operative is counteracting. Before it performs any actions, you can change its order.
So, you can already counteract from Conceal or Engage.
Yeah, so basically what this is there
to do...
But
if you don't use this, you can't, like, shoot from Conceal.
Yeah,
you can't break that rule. And none of these guys have Silent, by the way.
Yeah, you just have the Phobos guy that can charge from concealed.
He's the only one who... So, you can use this to keep a guy concealed.
Yeah.
Flip this, put him engaged, then pop out and shoot. Advanced Auspex Scan is used as firefight ploy when a friendly Deathwatch operative shoots until the end of the activation or counteraction. It calls it out. Its ranged weapons have the Saturate weapon rule, so ignore cover, and enemy operatives cannot be obscured. Hey, Nemesis Claw, suck it.
Hey, Mandrakes.
Suck it. Yeah, this is the anti-Nemesis Claw, anti-Mandrakes button.
Yeah. Going back to the Phobos guy, the Disruptor, this is the one that he gets for free.
Yep.
So, and again, just like kind of going back to that guy, he doesn't have to be the one doing the shooting.
Correct.
He just has to be able to see them or be within, what was it, 8 inches, 6 inches?
No, it's just, that's the other one.
Oh, that's the other one.
Yeah, that's the 8 inches is the one where he can turn off, make them go last.
Yeah.
No, he just has to be able to see them.
Just has to be able to see them, and then he gives the bigger, scarier shooty guy Saturate.
Yeah, and ignore obscuring.
For free.
Yeah, for free.
Yeah.
And then last, but most boring, Transhuman Physiology, which is when operative is shooting a friendly, you can use this in the roll dice defense step. You can retain one of your normal successes as a crit instead.
Yeah.
You've seen this in normal Space Marines. And yeah, so that's Deathwatch.
That is Deathwatch.
What the heck? Like, we're seeing a ton of stuff that other factions did and got nerfed for.
Yeah.
And I know it's partially because this book was written a year ago.
Yeah, this book was
ago?
written before Sanctifiers came out. Before,
and they still haven't nerfed those much.
Yeah.
This was before the balance changes to the Rubicae or the Plague Marines came out. These guys, and here's the thing: nerfing Kill Team is harder than balancing 40k because there's no points that you can just make stuff more expensive.
Correct.
I would expect to see some more conditions added to some of these things. Their raw stats and their raw weapons are very good.
Yeah.
However, I don't think those by themselves are actually broken or overpowered.
Yeah, I mean...
I know people are looking at like, oh my god, the frag cannon guy is so good, he's so amazing, he's got 18 wounds. Yeah, and he'll probably delete a guy. As is often the case, these guys are going to prey on other elite teams.
Yeah.
Where they're going to out-activate you because they have counteraction.
Mm-hmm.
And against non-elite teams, they're going to, because of counteraction, the way to kill these guys is if you can burst one down, you can really, really get their effectiveness.
That's going to be the thing with these guys, is losing one of these guys is going to be extremely detrimental to your game.
If you have the ability to lose or otherwise tie up, because there are teams that have shenanigans for that.
Yeah.
That's how you deal with these. Like the new Necron Geomancer. She has a delete button.
Yeah.
She has a orbital friendship cannon that just removes somebody from existence.
Yeah.
She is going to be a somewhat legitimate counter to these guys because she can, like, yeah, okay, maybe not the shield guy, but anybody else is going to get hit by that and just, like, cease to exist.
Yeah.
And then you're down. But if you don't have the ability to do that, if you're more of like a control team, oh, good luck.
Yeah. I mean, because you can't really out-activate them. There are a couple teams that will out-activate them. I think Brood Brothers might still give these guys a good run for their money, but they did just get nerfed recently too, actually. So maybe not. I don't know. They're definitely broken. I think they're broken for a lot of different ways than Sanctifiers are broken.
Yeah, kind of the opposite end of the spectrum from Sanctifiers. Sanctifiers was all like the power of friendship and also this flamer I found.
Yeah, like Sanctifiers had a bunch of movement. These guys just have a lot of DACA and a lot of healing and defensiveness, which I think that's probably going to be the first thing that they get rid of, is they're going to take away some of that. I could see those fuzzy handcuffs getting nerfed first.
Yeah, and I think they should get nerfed first.
Yeah.
Deathwatch always were kind of a, I mean, they're a kill team. They're strike hard, strike fast, no mercy.
Yeah.
Like, their thing was get in, kill the heck out of the Xenos, and like, they're not actually a terribly defensive force. That was never their thing.
Right.
I mean, they're Space Marines, and they're all Space Marines are, to an extent, a little, tanky. So I'm not saying they're too tanky. But their additional wound and the shield guy is probably all they really need. The problem is that they have that, again, average of 2 healing on every single guy, every single turn, removing the debuffs called out by name, 2 of which aren't even Xenos debuffs. That's what gets me.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, the things that like allow them to ignore, like, be very defensive, ignore hits, ignore things.
I mean, from a thematic angle, I guess, like, these guys are the most Space Marines we've seen yet. Like,
yes.
When you look at, anything in the lore, one of these guys is going in and wrecking an entire, like,
if you played Space Marine 2 and want to play like Titus at the beginning where he's in his Deathwatch thing and want to be like that, congratulations, Games Workshop has made a team to fulfill your fantasy.
But yeah, I think there's going to be a problem with these guys in 2 different ways. And one, just their rules are super overtuned. They need to be tuned down a bit. But the second part, like, I'm kind of guilty of actually liking this part, is they're just straightforward.
Yeah, and I don't mind that.
Exactly. I mean, that's like,
I just wish they were a little more vulnerable to the counterpunch.
Same.
Deathwatch should hit like a truck. Their whole thing is I know what I'm fighting. It's know the Xenos, literally. It's like you must know all the Xenos, and you have to know their exact weakness, and you know exactly how to kill them, so you bring exactly the right thing, and you murderize the heck out of whatever you're shooting at. That is Deathwatch to a T. And I like that. They should be a super elite team that hits like a flippin' truck.
Yeah.
And they should be a little defensive because they are Marines. These guys have too much on the defense and healing.
I agree.
Nerf that down, pull that down, and I think they will be a pretty good, pretty straightforward. Like, they're going to win by killing. And they're a kill team. Deathwatch ain't hold objectives type.
Right, yeah.
The objective is mine because all the aliens died.
Yeah, you basically you play cagey against them. You don't let any of your guys pop out. That's where, again, I think Brood Brothers will kind of shine against them if they can.
Yes.
Is that they out-activate, and then, the whole way you play Brood Brothers is, like, you don't send any of your... You save your important dudes for last. So all the Meltas, all the Plasmas and stuff like that, those guys are going last. So when your Deathwatch comes out to take the bait on one of your guys that you don't really care about, then he gets a Melta to the face and hopefully kills him. Again, these guys might withstand that just because they have
the
2-up armor saves.
The Aegis Veteran's going to be really hard to kill.
Yeah.
Everyone else is only rocking 3 saves. You do have the thing that can worsen the piercing.
Yep.
Skill. What was that? That was an equipment, or
that was
that no, that was just
one of his abilities.
One of his abilities, yeah. The Storm Shield. Yeah. The Storm Shield guy, but everybody else is weak to piercing. So if you're rocking that Melta with piercing 2, and 8 damage, whatever, or 6 damage on the crit. Like, these guys are just as weak to that as everybody else.
Yep.
You can auto-delete them with the same auto-delete things. The Aegis Veteran is... I could see him being nerfed because of how hard to kill he's going to be, both in ranged and melee.
Yeah.
So, in short, I don't think these guys are as overpowered as some of the internet is saying. A lot of the initial thing has been, oh my god, these guys are going to break the game.
Yeah.
And I think they kind of will. I think they will get toned down. I think they will be the top thing to play against. I also think that if you misplay one and you lose a guy to the Necron Orbital Laser, the GSC Melta, the Tyranid Ravener just eats your face, that you will very quickly be on the back foot.
Yeah, for sure. Because that's again, that's just their weakness, is the amount of guys. Like Sanctifiers. Sanctifiers were broken and they had 11 operatives if you count the little cherub.
10 guys and a baby.
Yeah, and they all had their shenanigans of, like, they were also very tanky. They also hit really hard. And there was 10 of them. Like, there's only 5 of these guys. Space Marines are not impossible to kill.
No.
These ones are a little bit harder to kill, and that's made up for by them having 1 less Space Marine.
Right. But act fast, because once they start getting like counteracts, and you're just...
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta be really careful with that.
Yeah, you gotta think, because I think it was the Hammer guy. Like, you gotta think he can charge you and fight you in a
Delete
counteract.
another guy
No other Space Marine can do that.
Just
Like,
ping pong his way up your team.
yeah, and just...
Yeah,
They're
that frag
definitely
cannon guy
crazy.
is in an Overwatch position. He's just going to, delete 2 guys a turn, probably.
Yeah.
Unless you have some way around that. Yeah, mostly I fear for teams that can't hoard these guys.
Yeah.
I think if you have enough people on the board, you have an option to deal with them. If you're another Marine team, I don't like that.
Yeah, no. Especially since you can just give these guys piercing on some of their weapons that are already super ridiculous.
Yeah,
anyway.
go ahead and shoot piercing at my guardsmen. I don't care.
Yeah, exactly.
Although I wouldn't take guard into these guys
Right.
for anything. But yeah, so overall, I like their team. They are very thematic.
Yeah.
They're just a little too over-tweaked, I think. And I expect to see some of that toned down.
Yeah. I particularly like them because none of their cards have a backside. There's no PhD involved when playing these guys.
Yes, move forward and shoot.
I need every advantage I can get.
So next time you're playing these is what you're saying.
Yes.
All right, let's bring it. I'll take my Vespids in so Cody can destroy me.
Oh, God.
Just
No, you gotta bring the Necrons in.
swat bugs. Giant fly swatter and just hits me with it every time he rolls a crit.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, that's it for our review of the Deathwatch. Let us know below what you think. Are we off the mark in any way, shape, or form? Or do you kind of agree they're going to be a bit of a problem, but maybe not as much as people thought? I'm looking forward to playing with them and playing against them. If you want to talk to us more in person, we do have a new Discord server linked down below. It is different than the old one. Not because anything was wrong with the old one, but we're just going a little more independent.
Yeah.
And we'd love to see you there. And we'd also love to see you next time when we talk about the other, more alien-y side of this equation. My personal favorite side, because I was pretty good at geometry. And we'll see you next time.